today I'm going to be making a Mexican dish, a refried black beans. Now the story behind it is that I wanted to make kali dal, which is black lentils, but instead I went and bought black beans, which is not at all the same. So I made a mistake there. So I had to look around for a recipe with black beans, and then I discovered this Wahaca recipe for refried black beans, and apparently it's very, very popular in their restaurant. So I'm going to try to make that. I've never cooked black beans before, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge, maybe. I don't know as yet. So there are 4 steps to this, so it's going to take some time to do. The first is, if you have dried beans like I do, you have to soak them overnight in water. So you clean them and then you soak them in water, make sure that they're covered in the water fully, and then the next day you clean them again and then put them in fresh water. And the second step is you have to boil the black beans. Third step is to blend it, and the fourth step is to fry it. So let's get into the ingredients. So actually there aren't that many ingredients. That's 250 grams of dried black beans that I've soaked in water. I've cleaned them up again and then put them back in some cold water. 1 whole head of garlic divided into 2. 1 small red onion quartered, 2 to 3 dried bay leaves. And then I needed coriander leaves, stalks and leaves. So I have frozen ones I'm going to use. For later, when I'm going to be frying it, I'm going to use 1 onion chopped and 2 to 3 cloves of garlic minced. So let's get cooking. Alright, so since I've already done the first step of soaking the beans overnight in water, we're now going to get into the second step, which is boiling them with flavors. So to start with, we are going to turn on the multi-cooker. So I'm going to put it on bean mode and say start. It's going to preheat, and because it's going to preheat, it gives me enough time to put all the ingredients in. So here goes with the first ingredient, which is the beans. Pour it in. So you just got to make sure that there's enough water covering it. I'm going to put the garlic in, the onions in, and the bay leaves in. And now let me see what's the state of my frozen coriander. They're not in a very good state, but I guess they will work. That's 1 handful. They're all underwater. And you don't put salt in the beginning, because that way, if you do, then the beans don't soften. So you put them in after. So it's still kind of waiting to preheat. I am going to turn it on. And just so you can see what's going on here. So this is preheating at the moment, and it's on beans and grains that I've selected. And I've just said it's on high, that's high pressure, that's fine with me. And I've said start. We're going to keep it at natural release, so I'm not going to do a quick release of it. And that was it. So I'm going to come back after however long it takes. I think it takes about half an hour, and check to see how soft it has become. And if it hasn't become soft enough, then I'll do it again. So I'll come back in half an hour. So back after an hour, so half an hour of cook time and half an hour of release time, and just check to see that there is no release, no steam. I'm going to open it up. And how is this looking? Feels soft to me. I think this is done. So I'm going to start it again, and now I'm going to boil it for another 20 minutes with salt, and then I'm going to take it out, discard the flavorings, and keep some of the water and blend it. So that's the next plan. So first, now I'm going to put it in saute. I'm going to start it. I'm going to put the salt in. I have some Malden salt. Put that in. It smells nice. Apparently, beans take a lot of salt, so I actually am not sure how much is a lot. Let this cook for the half an hour that the saute is on. Just stir it a couple of times, and then we will see for the next step. I'm just stirring it from time to time because I want to make sure that it doesn't stick. And I'm not keeping my camera up on top because it's steaming so much. This is the view for now. So another 20 minutes and then this should be done. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes now, 25 minutes, and I'm going to stop it. And so I have a trivet ready. I'm going to take it out. I have my blender ready. Now you basically get rid of the herbs and the flavorings that you'd put in and just put the beans in here. So I've taken out as much of the beans that I could. I couldn't find the coriander as such. I think it totally melted in there. And I have some of the leftover water in a bowl. And if this needs water, then I will add this water to it. This is now step 3, blending. Yes, we're getting there. In the process of blending this, I think this is good. So I'm going to use this now. Last step to go. I'm going to put it in saute mode, which is half an hour. I'm going to say start. And I am now going to put some olive oil in. About a tablespoon of olive oil. And instead of the garlic cloves, I decided to use ground garlic because I just got tired. This takes time. It takes a lot of time. And I did it the shortcut method too. It's not sitting on the stove for the next 2-3 hours. So I'm going to put my onions in. It's not too many ingredients, but it's a lot of patience, I guess. You can now put some chili flakes if you want, just to make it a little bit spicy, maybe. Since Chris is not going to eat this, I know him, he's not going to eat this. I might as well make it to my taste here. Just a little bit flavor. Going to add some salt, some pepper, then I'm going to add the garlic, about half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add my blended beans. So put it on a lower temperature. Cook this for about 10 minutes. Check for seasoning, and then you're supposed to, when you serve it, you're supposed to serve it with some butter, some yogurt, some cheese. People who eat plant-based foods use nutritional yeast instead of cheese, and apparently it gives the taste of cheese. So I'm going to put that in. Kind of looks done to me. How much more can it cook? Let me have a taste. Needs a bit of salt. Needs a bit more pepper. I'm going to cancel this and turn it off. I think it's done. Fall off your spoon like that. nutritional yeast. Put that in. About 3 spoons. And I'm going to add my cream now, a little bit. So in place of the yogurt, I added the cream. And you're supposed to add all this when you're serving it, but since it's only going to be me eating it, I'm making it ready to serve from the get-go. Right, let's see. Goodness, it still seems to need a little bit of salt. This is also sea salt, but it's made finer instead of larger granules of the Maldon salt. Let's have another taste test. Now it's good. Needed that salt. Maybe a little bit more of the chili kick. Little bit more. That chili thing smells so good. Yeah, so ultimately, how long did that take? 1 hour 35 and overnight. Yeah, so that's how long it took. Tastes good, but I don't know if it's worth the effort. Maybe if you're really into beans. But it does taste good. Now that I've added the salt, it's not bad at all. So apparently you can eat this by putting this on bread or with rice or with tacos or with anything really. It's not bad. Pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's quite good. And that nutritional yeast, I think, did add a sort of flavor to it. So yeah, I'm happy. Thanks for watching. Until next time.